got a bad feeling about this.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a surgeon, not a geologist.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
You are listening to...
Let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
Nerdopolis.
If the apocalypse comes, beat me.
All right, welcome to Nerdopolis. This is Steve. And joining me is, as always, Dave.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
So, this is, this is actually episode 3, although it should be episode 4.
Technically, it should be, it's our 5th attempt.
Oh, yes.
We've had 2 that didn't work out.
Yeah, and last week's, it's really a bummer that one didn't work out because that was a good show.
Yes, if only you could have heard it, folks.
Yes.
We were on fire!
So, again, we are Nerdopolis, and we are from the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. And we talk about pretty much whatever comes to mind as it pertains to nerd stuff. Of course, music, not necessarily a nerd thing, I guess, but we do talk about music a lot.
Yes, lots of science fiction, fantasy, comic books, all that good junk.
Yes, comic books. Now, I just finished reading, speaking of comic books, I just finished reading Volume 1 of the Darth Vader series that Marvel Comics has been putting out. Volume 1, I want to say, takes you up to issue number 6, maybe. Let me check the old Googles and see for sure.
And now those comics are actually part of canon, thanks to the whole Disney buying Lucasfilms and resetting everything. So this stuff actually counts.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I have not read any of them.
I read the first issue, like right about the time it came out, and I really liked it, but just never got around to reading the rest of them. So it's gotten to a point now where there are so many issues that I have to go I don't have to, but I go the trade paperback route because there's so many, and I kind of like these trade paperback collections. Okay, yeah, this one collects issues number 1 through 6. Now, in the mail yesterday, I actually got Volume 2, which takes us up to issue 12. And I haven't read that one yet, but anyway, so what's been going on with you this week besides work?
Just honestly working. It's been a very, very busy week for me. One cool thing, we are starting a book discussion group, a book club at the Noble High School, and we're reading Ender's Game for the first book for the first month. And I've never read Ender's Game before by Orson Scott Card, and so far I'm liking it. It's pretty cool. It's a futuristic. I don't know if dystopian future is the right word, but it's well into the future, and Earth is apparently embroiled in a war against some aliens, and they have these things where they test these kids, and there's a 6-year-old kid who is the main character, gets tested, and he gets his monitor thing, which is this thing on the back of his neck, removed, and apparently parents aren't supposed to have more than 2 kids, and he is a 3rd child that this family had, and after he's gotten picked on constantly, as soon as his monitor was removed, a bunch of kids started picking on him, and he just pistol whipped the hell out of them. He beat the crap out of one of them, and he had him beaten, and then he beat him some more to prevent the other kids from effing with him. And so far, it's so good.
Yeah, they made a movie out of that book.
They did. I have not seen it.
It had Harrison Ford in it.
It did.
When did that come out? I think that was 2013.
Not very long ago, yeah, just within the last 5 years. and I don't think it did very well. I mean, this is a classic science fiction book, so it's very well thought of. But yeah, the movie. You never know with movies.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're really, really bad.
Agreed. Did you ever read the novel to Starship Troopers?
No, L. Ron Hubbard, right?
Yeah. No, Robert Heinlein.
Okay. I've heard it's good. I also have heard that movie is one of the most god-awful pieces of crap ever put to film, and I've not seen it.
Yes and no.
Oh, wait, I get it and Battlefield Earth mixed up. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, that one was horrible. Oh. No, it was written by Robert Heinlein in, like, the late 50s, and the movie itself came out in late 90s. Yeah, it was bad, but so bad that you like to watch it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, now that I've got the movies right in my head, I know it's a cult classic. It's one of those movies that's so bad people love it.
Yeah, I actually like the movie, and I don't know why, but I own the book, but haven't got around to reading it yet. Did you watch this week's Flash?
I did. I watched Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow.
Very good. Oh, is there a second Legends of Tomorrow?
There is.
Oh, crap.
Yes. Now, so remind me, because I have slept since I watched it, but what happened in Flash this week?
That was the one where Reverse Flash comes back.
Yes. Okay.
And they spend pretty much the entire episode trying to track him down. And then the side plot, the subplot rather, is what's her face? Can't remember her name. Finds out that Barry's the Flash, or comes to the realization that Barry is the Flash.
Yeah, Patty Spivot.
Patty, yeah.
Yeah.
She ends up ultimately leaving Central City. Spoiler alert. Arrow. Did you catch Arrow?
I did.
Okay.
It was quite good, and that was the one where Felicity was being
Oracle.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But I loved the. I guess her name is Overwatch.
Yeah.
And at one point, Arrow said, "Well, I would have gone with Oracle, but it's already being used."
That was a great line. I was like. I was quite amused by that line, and then he kept asking, "What's so amusing?" And I had to or rewind the thing and show it to her again. And she's like, "I still don't get it." And I'm like, come on.
Well, does she read a lot of comic books?
No,
there you go.
But still, she's married to me.
So by osmosis, she should automatically know these things.
Yes.
Do you know everything that she's into? Exactly.
Quit using logic.
Not gonna happen. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Okay, so Flash and Arrow were both good.
Yes. Legends of Tomorrow was a step in the right direction, and a major character. Something bad might happen to him or her.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm not sure if I have time to watch it tonight. I've got band practice this afternoon, so maybe when I get back from that. What else? A new episode of Rebels came out. That one was good. It was kind of centered on Kanan and Sabine, and they spent pretty much the entire episode on the moon Concord Dawn, which is Concord Dawn is a planet in the, or might be a moon in the Mandalorian system, where Jango Fett is originally from.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of Mandalorians there.
Oh, very nice.
Now, speaking of Rebels, have you heard any of the rumors that a major expanded universe character is going to be in season 3.
We're talking about Thrawn.
Yeah, Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yep, Thrawn. Yep, I did. I saw a story about that. That sounds interesting. I may actually have to watch that show now.
It's gonna be. Yeah, you should. No, I really do like the show. I mean, it's got some good storylines to it.
I'm not sure what I think, if I like the animation or not. And if I don't like the animation of a cartoon, it will take me a while to get into it, no matter how good the stories are. A great example is the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoons.
Yeah.
It took me so long to get past that animation, which I still cannot stand. But
it isn't the best, but it's better animation than those Clone Wars shorts were.
Which Rebels?
I think the animation to Rebels is better than the old Star Clone Wars.
The shorts, yeah. Yeah, I think that was an attempt at being kind of anime-like.
Yeah.
And there's anything wrong with it. There's a lot of really cool looking anime. But yeah, we'll have to see. I watch so many freaking shows as it is right now that it's I may get around to it. It might be something that I watch during the summer when everything's on, hiatus.
Yeah, also speaking of Star Wars, they have released the date of when The Force Awakens will be on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's going to be in April, and I want to say the 5th of April.
Now, here's the truly important question. Have they decided when the original trilogy theatrical versions are coming out on Blu-ray?
I'm not sure. I heard that was going to be soon, though.
That needs to freaking happen.
Yeah, it's like the original, not special edition.
Right.
Yeah, the one where, Han shot first.
Exactly. Which, I'm sorry, he's shot first. I don't care.
It's really depressing that my son has yet to ever see the original Star Wars as it was meant to be.
That is sad. That is. And now, depending on who you ask, George was like, well, this is the way it's meant to be. He just can't stop tinkering. Thank God he didn't do that to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, really? The stone shot first.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. That would be awful.
So yeah, when I heard about the Grand Admiral Thrawn thing, I was pretty excited.
I wonder if when they're going to start bringing in any other EU characters, because there was so many great EU characters.
Yeah.
Even if you put the biggies aside, like Mara Jade, who it would just be.
See, to me, that is the biggest shame that she is not canon anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
That bothers me a lot.
Yeah, her Kip Duran, Cornhorn, whose name I'm totally mispronouncing all these names, but
Talon Card I would like to see. I'd like to see him in an episode of Rebels. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe a couple of these people will come back in Rogue One. You never know. I mean, we might see them in anthology films. Which like Rogue One, is it really called Rogue One, a Star Wars story?
That's what it's looking like.
Gross.
I
Let's
know.
just call it Star Wars Anthology Rogue One.
Yeah.
But whatever. Hopefully it'll be good. So, to change subjects for a moment, Did you see the pictures from Empire Magazine from Batman v Superman?
I have not.
Okay. You need to look that crap up right now. Because there's a potential huge spoiler for an upcoming villain.
Okay.
Specifically look for the nightmare picture of Batman.
Okay.
And look what's on the ground.
Oh, Empire Online. I'll just check that one out. Where is... Okay, here's... I think this is the nightmare picture. Is it the one of him looking at the city?
Yes. Look what's on the ground.
Oh!
Yes, so for those of you who have not seen this, as you heard Steve's realization, there is a gigantic Omega symbol on the ground, which is the symbol of Darkseid.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, yes. Now, the folks...
That makes sense if they're going to do a Justice League movie.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially if they keep... Which they've been following the New 52 in a lot of aspects of these characters, so it would make sense that Darkseid would be the thing that brings them together. So the theory, though, and this was the folks over at Collider Video, I forget which one, but they mentioned this theory, was that maybe these dreams aren't Batman's nightmares. Maybe these nightmares are Wonder Woman's. Because she's actually like 5,000 years old. So she's super old. She's been around the Earth for a while. And maybe these are nightmares that have been sent to her as like a premonition of what could come with Apocalypse coming. And this is what brings her...
Apocalypse?
Yep.
You mean Darkseid, don't you?
Well, Apocalypse, the planet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I lost my train of thought, damn it. So that's what brings her out. And so she seeks out Batman and Superman. And then subsequently the other heroes. But yeah, you look at the background, the flames going into the sky, that looks a lot like those volcano things that are on the planet Apocalypse, that in the New 52 storyline, when the Apocalypse and Darkseid and the new gods, and even the old gods, the Greek and Roman and all those deities, they actually live, they're not specific to each universe. They live outside of the universes as part of the multiverse and can travel from universe to universe. And so the story has been that Darkseid and Apocalypse have been going from Earth to Earth to Earth, or universe to universe, and conquering. And this type of thing happened on Earth 2, or the New 52 version of Earth 2. And before that, Earth was destroyed, and then it was rebuilt during Convergence, but that's a whole other long mess of conversation. Anywho, this very much definitely leads us toward believing that Darkseid is coming, and coming soon. It would be, I mean, Darkseid's the perfect person for bringing the Justice League together. Because, I mean, who else are we gonna get Starro? Are they going to get a gigantic starfish that they're going to fight? As cool as that kind of would be to see. So yeah, what do you think of this?
I agree. I think he's the perfect villain for Justice League. I mean, for a movie, he's the only villain for a Justice League movie that I would consider.
Brainiac could be a one.
That would be more. I think that would be more a Superman standalone, another Superman standalone. I don't know. I just see Darkseid as the ultimate villain for the Justice League.
Yeah, I kind of see that too. Yeah, but this this is taking us in potentially cool directions. All these magazines keep throwing out little new pictures that Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder keep, here's a little nugget, here's another little nugget, enjoy this.
Yeah.
But the movie's, what, like 3 months away? 3 months away at this point?
Yeah.
Deadpool is literally within weeks.
Oh, yeah. I think the release date for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 has been released, and that's going to be May 2017.
Okay, nice.
And from what I was reading earlier this week, the villain or villains and Star-Lord's father has been cast.
And you know what I found interesting is there's been so much controversy over who is Star-Lord's father. Well, and there are all these theories. I'm like, have you people not just Googled it? I mean, I know they can do different things than in the comics, but in the comics, they've said who Star-Lord's father is.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to find.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's my theory. Well, why don't you read a comic book?
So speaking of at least the DC end of things, there was a scene that was cut from that special that DC did for Dawn of Justice League, where Kevin Smith and Jeff Johns were talking about the possibilities of the TV and movie universes crossing over, and Kevin Smith said, DC is basically synonymous with the idea of the multiverse and this and that.
Yeah.
And Jeff Johns gave a very coy non-answer. So what do you think? Do you think someday down the line we will get some kind of massive Crisis on Infinite Earths type event where you get the characters from the TV universe and the movie universe crossing over?
That would be a very interesting movie. It would be a very long movie, I think.
Well, you couldn't do it as one movie.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, I don't even think you could do it as one movie. But not only that, you're talking more than 5 years away because they've already got their schedule planned out. Where would they put it?
It would be like Phase 2. I mean, that would be something very far down the line.
That would be very interesting to see because then they could even bring in, if they have the licensing rights, they could bring in the Supergirl
TV show. Yeah, the thing with all of the DC comic book television properties is at the end of the day, Warner Brothers owns all of them. Warner Brothers produces all of them. They have just signed contracts for different networks to show it. Yeah. So in theory, they have the ability really to cross over any DC television property if
that's
they.
That's a good point. Because didn't CW used to be WB?
CW is what WB and UPN merged.
Okay.
CW is a network that is half owned by Warner Brothers, half owned by CBS, which makes the possibility of Supergirl, Arrow, and Flash crossing over that much easier because they're on related companies.
Right.
So I don't think we're going to see that this season. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it eventually. One thing I think I would almost like to see, there's the part of me that thinks, oh my God, we could have Crisis on Infinite Earths. We could have, the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor and the whole thing, and we could see, that iconic scene where the Flash destroys the cannon and dies. But at that point, do we have Grant Gustin do it, or do you have Ezra Miller do it? And this whole thing, and there's this part of me that's like super excited at the possibilities of that, and then there's this other part of me that's like, can they really pull that off? So I'd almost rather see just hints. And you could probably pull it off easier in the TV shows. Most likely specifically in Legends of Tomorrow, where if they ever establish something where the Time Lords can see not only just the time stream, but into the multiverse, and you could see them like looking over screens of events from different Earths and show, something from Gotham, show something from Batman v Superman, and even if they want to get really sneaky, have essentially a silhouetted screen, which is basically like the X-Men or the Avengers or something. Because I forget, I think it was Marvel had some story at one point where there was someone it was dealing with the whole concept of the multiverse and the omniverse, which the omniverse is all the collections of multiverses, and there were people basically monitoring it, and you were looking over all these different screens, seeing events, showing all these different events from Marvel Comics, and there was one that was a silhouette of Batman.
Huh.
And it was just a nice little, tip of the hat to the fans. So I would love to see something like even that, where they've got, a silhouette of maybe Wolverine's claw.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But this is, of course, we're way too ambitious. We gotta, Batman v Superman has to not suck first.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting baby steps, so we know that at least we're getting, at the very least, 3 movies are coming out. We know for sure. Well,
right.
Because they could stop production on Justice League if Batman v Superman tanks, if Suicide Squad tanks, if at that point they could just finish Wonder Woman's post-production and just say we're done. So we'll see what happens.
I can't see a world where that movie is going to tank.
Batman v Superman?
Yeah.
I don't think so either. I think Deadpool is going to get people excited again for superhero movies. And this is something that has never been seen. Outside of animation, Batman and Superman have never shared the screen together. So this is, it's this epic thing. It's 75 years in the making, literally. And I think they're going to do it well. I think a lot of what we're seeing of images from Batman v Superman, from the trailers and whatnot, shows that these people are really, really thinking about this, taking it seriously, laying groundwork for potential things in the future. And I think they're doing a good job. I think they learned a lot of lessons from the success of Marvel. They're going about things a little bit differently. Instead of, having a whole bunch of single films building up to a crossover film, they're having, they had a single film, and then they're having a crossover film, and then they're having more single films. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm very excited. I think more so for these DC properties than anything else coming out this year.
I'm really looking forward to the Shazam movie.
Yes, someday when that comes out. You've noticed we haven't heard anything about that in a really long time. Granted, right now The Rock's a little too busy trying to pump things up for WrestleMania 32.
Yeah.
Which, man, he was awesome on Raw this week.
Oh, that was the one I was trying to keep from telling you.
Man, that was and he and the New Day were so good together. So and they hung with him. I mean, granted, for the most part, you see The Rock come out and you're like, wow, he makes everyone look so bad in comparison. And then you heard Big E's, "Oh, Rocky!" And like, oh hell, he might now meet his modern day match. And I'm a huge New Day fan. I think they are phenomenal. But that was such a great segment. So much fun.
That was a good bit. I like The Rock.
I do too. The Rock is quite good. He is truly electrifying. And I love the bit, and I know we're talking about something that people listening to the show probably don't care about, but there was these group of guys who were cosplayed as there was Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and an Undertaker. and I guess someone else who was dressed like The Rock, but they were, at one point, at the beginning of the show, they were across from the hard camera. So so you would see them, and the Macho Man guy kept standing up and twirling. And at one point, I want to say it was during the McMahon promo, which was awful, the crowd started chanting Randy Savage. And then you start hearing all these boos, and I didn't know what was going on. Well, the security came and moved those guys to the other side. They gave them front row seats because they had front row seats before. I think they traded the people. But these guys were now just next to the hard camera. And so when The Rock was in the ring, he noticed them. He's like, okay, I'm going off script. Literally said that. Jumps out of the ring and goes, talks to those guys. And it was hilarious. The guy who was dressed like Macho Man, worst Macho Man impression I have ever heard.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. That was a fun bit. Yeah. No one does it like The Rock. I did not see those San Andreas.
No, I haven't seen it. Last movie I saw him in, I think, was G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Those movies were surprisingly not terrible.
I liked them.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
they went off. I mean, if you ever read the '80s G.I. Joe comic books, they're kind of not faithful.
No, I watched the TV show.
But
the cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably not too faithful from that either.
No.
But still decent movies. I like them.
Yeah.
Man, what else is going on? They announced that Blade Runner 2 is going to begin filming this summer.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm not a huge Blade Runner fan. I've seen it, and it's one of those films I know I saw, and I was like, wow, that was impressive. But it just didn't strike a chord with me. But, speaking of Ridley Scott, the Prometheus sequel is moving forward, and with a new name. It's called like Alien Resurrection or something.
Resurrection, yeah.
So I guess they decided not to call it Prometheus 2. Probably a good idea. It will probably do better being just throwing up their hands saying, okay, fine, it's an Alien movie.
Wait a minute. Alien Resurrection was... They've already done an Alien Resurrection.
Maybe it's not called... It's Alien, that's something that starts with an R. I forget what.
Well, let's look it up on the old Google.
And I'm curious. Prometheus?
Alien Covenant.
Covenant. Okay, it does not start with an R. My bad. Resurrection, Covenant, Bible words. Who cares? It's
words.
It's some biblical implication.
I liked Prometheus. I thought it was a good movie. I liked it.
I thought it was well made. I thought the acting was great. It looked phenomenal. It looked really good. The storytelling left something to be desired because no questions were answered at all.
I think that was the point.
Yeah, then that was... They should have done it better. They should have made the sequel sooner. Because I walked out of that, I didn't actually go see it in the theaters, but after seeing that, I was staring at the screen going, what the fuck did I just watch? What? Seriously, what was that? Yeah, it confused me to no end. But maybe we'll get more answers in the next one. And was that thing at the end the first xenomorph? And who knows? Or is that just more of a tip of the hat? I don't know. It makes my head hurt. But Michael Fassbender's coming back. The chick is not. I guess it takes place 30, 100 some odd year. I don't know. I can't even remember what I read.
I don't remember. Yeah, Fassbender was good in that one.
Are you clipping your nails?
No, I'm playing with the cat. Okay.
I keep hearing this clipping sound. I'm like, are you clipping your nails? What the heck? Yeah, Fassbender's great. He is. Everything I've seen him in, I've really enjoyed. Speaking of kind of, well, not speaking of, but made me think of this, random movies that just didn't do as well as they probably should have. Did you see Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
No.
It is really good.
Really?
Yes. It is worth checking out. I went into it expecting nothing. John Campia, one of the Collider video guys, raved about it. I rented it I checked it out when we got it at work, and it's really good.
Didn't that have the guy from Lone Ranger in it?
It did, and it had Henry Cavill.
Oh. See, I never watched the show.
I never did either.
I have a reference point.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I never watched the show either.
Oh, okay.
And they explain things quite well.
Okay. Well, I mean, it can't be too bad. It's Guy Ritchie did it, and if I remember correctly, he's done a few things that I've liked. Nothing comes to mind.
He's done some stuff I really like. Can't think of it right
Snatch. Now. He did Snatch. He did that, and that was good. I liked Snatch.
I never saw that.
He also did Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Actually, both of those movies, the Sherlock Holmes movies, were good.
I haven't seen the second one yet.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And I just noticed Bruce Springsteen is coming to town.
I saw that on a billboard. I was driving with Jayla to Penn Square Mall, which is a mall I don't really go to that often. But it is the only mall in the area with a Build-A-Bear. Also, it's the only mall with a Lego store.
Yes.
But yeah, we were driving to that, and I saw the billboard, and I'm like, how did I not know this? How am I just now finding out that Bruce Springsteen's coming to town?
Yeah, I just saw a thing from Bands in Town. I got an email about it, so yeah, that I probably won't go because it's going to be. I suspect it's not going to be cheap, and I just don't get out to go to stuff very often.
Yeah, I'm gonna check and see how much the tickets are, just out of curiosity. Yeah, because if they're not terribly expensive, that might be something I'd want to go see. Because who knows, the next time you're going to be able to see. Oh, good God! Never mind.
Hundreds of dollars.
$150 for general admission.
Oh my God, Bruce! I thought you were a working class guy, man. What's up with that?
I really don't think it's him.
A
lot of these bands, I don't think it's the bands that decide the prices, unless you're a band like Fugazi.
Well, it's they don't determine the exact prices, other than they determine how many people are on their crew, what kind of stage setup they have, all this and that, and they have whatever they need to be guaranteed to play the show.
Right.
And he's taken the whole E Street band with him, I think. So that's 10 freaking people or something. So from that standpoint, they don't have a direct say on the ticket prices, but they definitely have a say on the ticket prices based on how much they want, how much crap they bring.
Right. And also this show, the tickets are being purchased through Ticketmaster. So
there's an extra $5 fee.
Exactly.
Which is not the the main reason for it being $130 some odd dollars. In fact, that Ticketmaster fee, you won't see that until you go to checkout, and then it throws it on there probably.
Right. So yeah, I guess I will not be going to see it.
Probably not. The Hudson Falcons are coming soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
I am too, except the venue is gross.
Forward to that venue. Eventually, I'm fairly certain that we are going to have to end up playing that venue. Somebody keeps asking us about it, and
by us, for those of you who don't know, that is referring to Steve's band Otisburg.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't understand.
To just you.
I don't understand why that's kind of becoming the venue of choice anymore.
I don't really like it.
Oh no, it smells. I don't like it. For one, because at least the one time I went there, I won't say accosted, but someone did come up to me and say, "Can I wash your car?" While I was heading in there, so that was kind of weird.
No, I mean, I'd rather play like the Opolis or something.
Oh yeah, yes, Opolis is such a nice, clean venue. It's amazing you get older and the things that you appreciate in a venue. I would even take, Conservatory / 89th Street Collective, which I haven't been to since it changed names. But even before, at least it wasn't a smoking venue. Freaking hate smoking venues. That's to me, that's the biggest thing I don't like about the Blue Door or Blue Note or whichever blue one it is. I get those two places freaking confused.
Yeah, I think the Blue Door is the one in Norman.
Okay, so the Blue Note. Yeah, it's a smoking venue. That drives me crazy.
Well, not only that, but there are so many places that are better venues. That I just don't understand. Like you said, I don't understand how that's the place to go. It's also, it's the same way with the High-Low. Cool place to hang out. But just seeing a show there is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I've never actually been there.
You'd have to go in and understand the layout of the place. Is that if you're there to see a band, you better get there really early and sit in the middle of the bar, because otherwise you will not see anything. Literally, and I'm not being exaggerating about this at all. You will not see anything because there's this wall that separates the bar from where the bands play, and there's like a doorway, an open doorway in the middle of that wall. And yeah. So if you're not sitting near that doorway, you won't see anything.
Can't you go through there and stand like on the dance floor area? Is there not?
No.
So there's no kind of floor area for the band to by the stage?
No.
So where does the audience stand?
In the bar.
That doesn't make any sense.
You've got to see it. It's really hard to explain. You just got to see it. It would make more sense if you saw it.
Because I've seen pictures of the place. Their videos have been shot in there, and it doesn't seem, the layout doesn't seem like that. I don't doubt you, but it just, that's bizarre.
VZDs is another one. Of course, they don't do shows very much anymore. That was kind of a. Actually, I would have to say VZD was probably better than the Blue Door or Blue Note. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you could at least see well in there.
Yeah, but they don't really do shows anymore. I mean, the place where most of the punk shows are going on these days is either Your Mom's Place, which is a bar, incredibly cramped.
What? My what thing? No.
What's the other one? Charlie's Sidebar, which is another bar.
Haven't been to either of these.
It's that one is on, I want to say, Portland, North Portland. Not a bad venue. Small still. And then there's the Snug Lounge.
That was the place we saw the Hudson Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another cramped place. So you're talking about the best places, well, I wouldn't say the best places, but really the only places that punk bands are playing right now, number one, are all bars and are all kind of cramped. The all ages venues in this area don't seem to cater to the punk crowd anymore.
Well, who are they? What kind of shows are they having?
Metal.
Huh.
Oh, and or like indie rock.
Well, I know Opolis has always kind of been an indie rock place, but it's owned by by one of the dudes from Starlight Mints. So that makes sense. But it's just Opolis is such a nice venue.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and it was so strange, the feel in there for that Dave Haas show was so weird. And I remember he was like, "Man, this place is weird."
Yeah, yeah, with the cats all over the walls.
Yeah, no, I just think also the crowd. It was a very weird vibe that night. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But let's see.
But yeah, we'll be playing as in Otisburg. We'll be playing again on the 4th of March, and once again at your mom's place. We'll be opening up for a band called Darlington.
Yes, Darlington. I don't know if they are from Texas, but they used to be on a Texas label. That my brain just stopped working. Yeah,
the one that Riot Squad was on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so we got anything else?
Nothing comes to mind.
All right.
Next week we'll have some more episodes of The Flash and Arrow, and by then I will hopefully have seen the second episode of Legends of Tomorrow.
And the third one by that point, I'm sure.
Hopefully, and I'll see. So we'll do another one of these next week.
Yeah, don't forget to follow the show on the
old Twitters.
On the Twitter at Nerdopolis OKC. And that's where this and all other episodes will be posted.
Yes. And where can we find you and your other show?
Okay, so you can listen to me babble on about wrestling. You can find that on Twitter at Around the Ring OK, or my personal Twitter is at Oklahoma Lefty. And I do write a music blog, which you can find links to all that crap on the Twitter.
Yeah. My Twitter is at Otter272.
Yeah, this guy's obsessed with otters. You should, anytime you guys find a otter video or anything, send it to him.
I do enjoy otter pictures, yes.
Yes, I actually just sent you an otter thing a little bit ago.
I saw that one.
Yeah, so good stuff. All right, well, everyone, thanks for listening, and I hope everyone has a great weekend.
Yeah, see you next time.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.